Past few sessions, we've been discussing few things, and previous session, we discussed something about outcome-based goals versus identity-based goals. So I'm not sure how many of you attended that session. I'll just give you a quick recap about that because today's session is somewhat related to that. You can consider today's session as a little bit of support for the previous session. So if you're someone who has attended the previous session, and if today you're going to attend this session, you will understand this concept thoroughly. And also for people who have not attended the previous session, it's absolutely fine. So you'll learn a lot from this session as well. Okay, a quick recap of the previous session. So we learned something about outcome-based goals versus identity-based goals, right? And the only goals that everyone motivates you to make, the only goals that everyone asks you to make is outcome-based goals, right? So outcome-based goal is anything from wanting a Ferrari car in your garage, or wanting a good partner, or building a successful business, or building good relationships. So the outcome-based goal can be anything as such, right? So suppose you want to make X amount of money by the same day next year. So that becomes your outcome-based goal. So everyone out there talks about the importance of goal setting and how important it is for you to have proper goals, because your potential is useless if you don't have goals, right? So everything is correct and everything is fine about outcome-based goals, but nobody out there talks about identity-based goals, right? So we discussed last session about identity-based goals. So before actually getting a Ferrari in your garage, you need to become the person who's capable enough to have a Ferrari in their garage, right? So the first thing is what kind of a person he or she is who drives a Ferrari, right? That person must be rich. Rich as in that person should have so and so amount in their bank account. How is their personality? How do they dress up? How do they walk? How do they talk? How is their character? How is their discipline level? How is their emotional balance? Right? So all these things are there. So you cannot just close your eyes and keep thinking about, I want a Ferrari, I'm using law of attraction. So, every single day, morning and night, if I talk about, I'm going to have a Ferrari, I'm going to have a Ferrari. And 10 years later, when you open your eyes and realize, shit, I still don't have a Ferrari in my garage, what's happening? Right? So this is pretty normal. So you're not going to get, this is not how law of attraction works. This is not how goal setting works. So just because you do your affirmations, just because, you write it down in your diary about your outcome based goals, you're never going to achieve it. So how to really achieve your outcome based goals? You need to first set identity based goals, a specific identity. What is the kind of what is the identity of a specific person who owns a Ferrari, right? How does he or she dress up? How does he or she walk? What do they do? What is their occupation? How they make money? How much money do they make? How do they eat? How many times in a week they exercise? What is the identity of this particular person? And once you know that is the identity, and once you do all the things that aligns with the identity, you will definitely achieve your outcome-based goals. So that was a short recap of the previous session. We discussed obviously in much more depth about it previous class. So today we are going to learn something about imagery, right? So you might have heard about it from elsewhere. For some of you, it's a total new concept, right? So be with me. Before we start the session, I'll just quickly take a question here by Aditya Nath, right? So he has told here, I have a Zoom call with a prospect at 10 p.m. Any advice for me? I'm really nervous. So Aditya, you don't have to be nervous. Enjoy the process. So you have to jot down in your mind what is the worst case scenario that's going to happen. Yes, is the voice clear now, Ajay? Just type a yes or no in the chat box. All right, I think the voice is clear to everyone. Perfect. So Aditya, imagine the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario is you're not going to get the client to pay you. Correct. So you have a potential prospect meeting at 10 p.m. So what is the worst case scenario here? The client will not pay you or client will run away. That is the worst case scenario. Now, what is the best case scenario here? You will be making a lot of money from this client. That is the best case scenario. Now, what will you do once you secure the deal? What will you do when you go into the best case scenario? Just calculate and imagine in your mind. And what will you do when the worst case scenario happens? Right? The client just abruptly tells you, I don't want to do any business with you and goes away. What will you do then? So imagine both of these positive as well as negative situation in your mind and be okay with both either of the scenarios. Once you're okay with it, once you have what do you say, role played it in your own mind, you will be confident enough to go and have that meeting, right? So and mostly when you talk about business, it's mostly about enjoying the process, because business is something, if you're doing just for the highs, you're going to go depressed. In business, you're going to get the highs as well as low. So high and low both is there, right? So in the end of the day, the question is, are you enjoying the process or not? Okay, money will come, just make sure you're enjoying the process. So I hope that will make you a little less nervous, Aditya Nath. Just type a yes or no in the chat box if I've cleared your question. Perfect, perfect. All right. So let's move on to today's mentorship session. We are going to talk something about imagery. All right. So as imagery goes, it's basically made up of, okay, people are telling all the best to you, Aditya. That's good. All right. Let's talk about imagery. Now, I want you to imagine, and not just imagine. Okay. The first step is I want you to imagine what kind of person you want to become. Okay, pay attention to this. This might sound very simple, but it will literally change your whole perspective towards life and goal setting. So I want you to imagine how you want to be in the coming 5 years. Okay, what kind of house are you living in? Okay, and when I'm saying imagine, imagine to every small to big detail that there is. What do you look like? Do you look handsome? Do you look beautiful? Do you look fit or do you not look fit? Okay, I want you to imagine. Next thing is I want you to imagine what kind of dress you're wearing, right? How are you dressing up? How are you showing up? Then I want you to imagine what kind of confidence you want to have, or the 5 years after person, what kind of confidence that person is having, what kind of car that person drives, right? What kind of car that person drives, what kind of tone that person is, what kind of confidence that person is showing, what kind of wavelength, what kind of vibration that person brings in the room when he or she walks in the room. Are the people looking at him? Do the people know him? Is he famous? Is he someone that brings an aura in the house and brings a very powerful presence? What kind of income figure is sitting there in your bank account and your investment portfolio? What kind of income, right? What kind of family you have at that point of time? Do you have a partner? Do you have a girlfriend? If yes, what kind of girlfriend you want to be with? Do you have a boyfriend? If yes, what kind of boyfriend you want to be with? Do you have your family still with you? What kind of car or house are you buying for that family? I want you to imagine every single detail, down to down detail of this particular person. Now, hold it there. And before I take you ahead, I just want to share a very short story of my own experience, right? I'll just take you 1 year back in my journey. So I went out with my friends, and it was a great trip, great trip actually. And I was high on alcohol and pretty high. And what happened was there was a certain person who came and held my hand. And this particular instant literally changed my life. So this person was a female, and she looked very nice. She looked very powerful. She was basically a billionaire. All right. So pay attention to this. And I was in that high mode. So I'm not recommending here anyone to do any substance abuse or alcohol abuse, right? So that's not the point here. So I was in that phase, and this person came and told me, where you are right now at this particular time or this particular instant, you have to get out of there and be somewhere better. There are important messages, there are important tasks, important things, and people that need your immediate attention. The genius that you have in your mind has a better use out there. So, for you to reach to that level, you have to work hard, you have to work fast, and you have to be around with better people. So this is something I'm sure all of you are around 21, 22, or between 20 and 30, right? So if you've ever been high in your life, or you've ever met a mentor, they might have told you this, and there might be some realization, some factor that might have hit you, and you might have realized, I want to change my life. I want to be somewhere which is really better than where I am right now. Doesn't mean that you don't have to be grateful for your present life. Obviously, you guys have internet and you're watching this session right now, which means you guys have clothes to wear, you guys have food to eat, and you guys have shelter to live. And these three things, I think you should be more than grateful for it. And beyond that, if you're getting something, it's well and good. But along with being grateful, you also have to understand that fact that this is not where you belong right now at this particular time. This is not where you belong. You belong to a very better place with very, very better people. Right. So going back to that incident, so that person was me, myself, 5 years later. Okay, so that was something that literally changed my life, and this happened 1 year back. So that was me, myself. I imagined myself very powerful, and I was a billionaire in that imagination hallucination 1 year back. And I had a lot of power. I had a lot of people under me. I had $1 billion sitting in my bank account, in my investment portfolio, and I was basically a very important person in the business world. And that 5 years later person came to me and told me that where you are right now, it's a very temporary phase. You have so much more to see, so much more to experience, so much more to go out there and explore. So pick up, don't hold yourself onto small things. There's a whole big world waiting out there. So, since that very incident, what happened was everything that I do in my life, or every small to big decision that I have to take in my life, I just ask myself, will that person who came to me 1 year back, right, who came to me 1 year back and, who told me all these things, will that person do this specific thing? Now let's take a very small example. So I hope you guys imagined it as I started telling you in the start of this session, right? You guys already imagined yourself how you're going to be in the 5 years, or how you want to be, or how you think you are supposed to be in the coming 5 years. Some of you imagine now, some of you already imagined in the past. Now, things go wrong when you just imagine and sit idle on it, or you imagine every single day. Nothing's going to happen. Okay. Now, what comes down to is what kind of behavior or action you are doing every single day. So I'll explain you with a very small and a big example. So let's take a very small example. Now, you already have imagined the person 5 years later. Now, let's take tomorrow morning, you're supposed to go to gym, or you're supposed to exercise at your home, or you're supposed to do some sort of exercise, right? The importance of sports I discussed in the very first mentorship session, right? So, tomorrow morning, you're supposed to do at least 15 to 20 minutes of HIT. HIT is? HIT is? I think most of you know it, right? If anyone knows it, just type it in the chat box. High intensity workout, right? High intensity training. Okay, so it's basically something, for just in 24 hours, if you just make 15 to 20 minutes, if you make your heart beat fast, that will keep you young for the next 20 years. If you do this every single day, you just have to make your heart beat fast for straight 15 to 20 minutes. How do you make your heart beat fast, fast, fast? Is when you do high intensity training, like for example, cardio, right? Weightlifting is not counted as HIT. Cardio and, or probably cardio and strength training, that is something you will classify as HIT. So now you've made a timetable, and now tomorrow at, let's say, 9 a.m. 9 a.m. in the morning, 9 a.m. to 9:30, I know I'm supposed to go to gym, or I know I'm supposed to work out, or I know I'm supposed to go for a jog. But what if I miss it? It's just half an hour, right? No big deal. At this point of time, when you're facing a very hard decision, a very small decision can also be a hard decision, right? Because some days you won't feel like getting out of the bed. And I feel it most of the days, right? And then what I do is I ask myself one simple question. This person that I know is me, this person that I know is the most powerful person in the entire history of human species, this person that I know is a trillionaire, this particular female, this particular girl, will she miss the workout or not? Will she be lazy for 5-10 minutes and sleep on the bed? Or will she have the emotional, mental discipline to get up, go out there and do the ritual, do the exercise for half an hour? What will she do? She who the person I imagined 5 years later that I'm going to be, right? Will she do it or not? And the answer is pretty obvious. She will not be lazy. She will have the mental and emotional discipline to get out of the bed and work out. So, what am I supposed to do 5 years back to this present moment where I am right now at this particular age? What will I do? I will do the same that she is supposed to do, right? Identity based goals versus outcome based goals. This is how you create the identity first, and then you get the results. Then you achieve the outcome based goals, right? So when I know that this person out there will work out, I am anyhow supposed to work out, and I will go out there and work out, right? So every decision I make, every small to big decision I make, I have to put it in alignment with her, right? That person who I imagined in my mind to be 5 years later. Will this person do it or not? Suppose a new friend is coming in my circle, wants to come in my inner circle, right? Suppose that person is powerful and bringing resources and basically good for my business. But I know there's something off about the person, or, something like that. And I'm not able to decide. So what I will do is I will ask myself, with this particular person, allow this person in her inner circle or not? If the answer is no, without blinking, without any single doubt, you have to trust the person who you think is going to become in 5 years. You have to trust yourself 5 years in future. So if that person is saying no, you have to do no in the present. So when you put your present decisions, present thoughts, present actions in alignment with the person that you want to become 5 years hence, you start attracting all the things that you want. So if you know the 5 years hence person is a billionaire, you will literally in present at this particular age start taking decisions that a billionaire is taking right now. And obviously you don't have a Ferrari or a Maserati at this point of time, but in 5 years future you have it. You're going to have it 5 years hence, a Lamborghini or a Ferrari or a Maserati 5 years hence. And that person, the decisions that person is taking, the thoughts that person is thinking, the same thing you're doing in the present, which means you're going to make that 5 years reduce to 2 years. You're going to achieve all those things that you think you're going to achieve in 5 years, you're going to achieve it in 2 years. This is what's going to happen. So, what is the moral of the story here, and what is this imagery concept basically? Imagery is nothing but you have to imagine yourself. You literally have to imagine a person, what kind of dress that person is wearing, right? What kind of where is that person standing? What kind of shoes or footwear that person is wearing, right? How is the hair? How is the shirt, or how is the top? How is the top or bottom? How is that person? Is he fit? Is he good looking? Is he a billionaire? Is he a trillionaire? What car he drives? What partner he has? What friends he has? What power he has? All these things you have to imagine in one single picture. If you're a painter or artist, the best thing is you just draw it out and stick it on your wall, bedroom wall. First thing you see in the morning should be that person. Last thing you see before going to bed should be that person. So if you're not an artist, just paint that image in your mind. Just imagining is not done. Just talking to yourself how this person is going to be, it's not enough. You have to imagine, paint a picture in your mind. And whenever you face a decision, whenever you face a small to big decision, a hard or a easy decision, a personal or a professional decision, you have to close your eyes and ask that person. You have to ask that person, will that person do it, or will that person not do it? What will that person advise, or what will that person say? And you have to, without thinking twice, listen to that person. Why? Because that person already has everything that you want to have, right? So sometimes in your conscious mind, you won't know what is the right decision to take. But in your subconscious mind, you would just know if this is right for you or not. It's basic science. In your conscious, nobody would know, but in your subconscious, so that is what you call your gut feelings or your intuition. So 97% of the time, your gut feelings and intuition is right only. The 3% that goes wrong is something you called as cognitive dissonance or confirmation bias. Right. So we all have our biases. We'll speak about that in later sessions. But the 97% that you're talking about, the intuition, the gut feeling, it's correct. And it's your subconscious telling you. It's the result of a million neurons blinking at one single time and telling you something from their experience that your conscious mind won't be able to comprehend fast and, decipher. Your conscious mind won't be able to do that. But your subconscious knows. So the whole point of telling you is, when you face any small to big problem or a decision or a thought or an action, first thing you have to do is you have to ask that person who has everything that you want to have, the same kind of car, the same kind of partner, the same kind of inner circle of friends, the same kind of power, the same kind of money that you want to have, that person has. Go and ask that person, should I do this or not? Will I do this or not? Is this good for me or not? And you will get the answer. So here, of course, when we are talking about imagery, that person is you yourself 5 years later. And this will only work when you imagine it, you have a very clear picture of that, what that person is. You should literally imagine down to very detail, right? If you're a girl, imagine what kind of nail polish that person has at that point of time in that particular image. If you're a guy, imagine what kind of shoes that person is wearing, which brand, what brand of watch that person is wearing. Every small to big detail you have to imagine. The more detailed you go, the better it is for you. The more clearer picture you have, the better it is for you. So that is, in one single sentence, imagery. Okay, so you have to imagine yourself what you're going to be and take your current present decisions and make sure your current present decisions, choices, thoughts, actions are in alignment with that particular person. If it is alignment at least 99% of time, even not 100, you're going to achieve your 5-year goal in less than 3 years, 2 or 3 years. I hope it's clear so far. Have you understood the session? Um, just type it in the chat box if you've understood the session, or if you have any particular topic that you want to talk about, or any question or anything you want to discuss before we wrap up today's session. Yeah, Vanshika, I have read the 5 a.m. Club, and I think it's one of the most amazing books Robin Sharma has written. I think, yeah, I think it's really good. It changed my life in a lot of ways. That's good. So, Satyam, we already spoke about affirmation in the previous session. So, write down everything that you want to be in the present tense, not in the future tense or past tense. So, if you want, let's say, so and so amount of money in your bank account, don't write your affirmations like I will be making 1 crore in the coming 3 months. Don't write it like that. Write it like I am making 1 crore in 3 months. So, a small trick about affirmations is you write it in the present tense. You need to breathe. You need to live in the present. We'll do one thing. We'll put a mentorship session on stress management next class. Yes, I think that would be good for everyone. Okay, Omar, we can do that. Um, all right, perfect.